Hey, what's up guys? My name is Michael Westbrook. As always, thank you for checking out this video. Today we're checking out the brand new version of the Cali76 Stacked Edition compressor from Origin Effects. I did a video on the original version of this pedal a little while back and it's been on my board ever since. I think that the features on this thing and just the overall tone of it are amazing and super versatile. You can get lots of great sounds out of it. I'm happy to see it updated with some new features. It includes a smaller enclosure as well as an internally boosted voltage. So use a standard 9-volt power supply and that jumps internally up to 24 volts. This gives us increased headroom and just great tones all around. Even though this thing does all kinds of sounds, in this video we're going to be focusing on getting great slide tones. Whether you're using a cleaner sound or a dirtier sound, the Stacked Edition will really allow you to add sustain, add body, just bring out the nuances of a great slide sound. We're going to listen to a full band demo that has lots of different tones from guitar as well as lap steel. And then I want to dive a little deeper. We're going to kind of divide it into two main sections. We're going to talk about getting great clean slide tones and then getting great dirty slide tones. I personally approach these a little differently with this pedal as far as how I set it up. So I want to talk a little more in detail about how you can achieve these tones with the Cali76 Stacked Edition. All right, let's get into it. Before we start talking about getting great slide tones with the new Stacked Edition, I want to take a quick look at the controls, explain how this pedal is laid out and how it works. Essentially, we've got two compressors in one box. Starting in the top right-hand corner, we've got our input gain. This is going to control how much level is being sent to the first compressor. As that compressor is activated, we've got a light here that will light up. We have an attack and release control here. It's controlling both of those parameters simultaneously. We've got a fast attack and a slow release, or a slow attack and a fast release. Then we have our through knob. This is kind of the key to the Stacked Edition. This is going to control the amount of level sent to a second compressor. As we turn this up, that's going to activate that second compressor, which we can tell by this light right here as that comes on. If we only wanted to use one compressor, then we could just turn this knob all the way down. As we turn that up, we're going to hit that second compressor and then we can control our attack and release times here with this knob. Then moving up here, we've got a dry control. This is essentially similar to a blend control. This is going to control how much dry signal we're going to hear. And then we've got our output control here. There's plenty of gain on tap. You can definitely use this to push your amp into more overdrive. All right, let's jump right in. Let's talk about clean slide tones. I think that these are maybe the most difficult tones to get, just because a lot of times when you play slide with a really clean sound, it can feel thin, it can lack sustain, it might feel real peaky or sharp. I think that the Cali76 Stacked Edition does a really great job at kind of rounding things out, adding sustain, and just allowing you to get good, clean slide tones really easily. So right now I have got a Telly style guitar plugged into a Tweed Bassman copy. Here's my clean sound with a slide. All right, so that's not so bad, but let's turn on the Cali76. I've kind of got some initial settings, and then I'm going to show you how I like to tweak it to get a little more natural sound, a sound that, to me, I find works really well for clean slide guitar. All right, so on this sound, we have both compressors going, one kind of set to the extreme as far as a slow attack and fast release, and the other with a fast attack and a slow release. You can see the lights as they are working. That's how much compression we're getting on each of them. And then I don't have any of the dry sound blended in there. We're just hearing the compressed sound. Now, kind of the first place I like to start is blending in a little bit of that dry sound. Here's what that sounds like. All right, now to me, that already feels better. The only thing that I'm hearing is, and I think that this is the aspect that a lot of people don't like about compressors when they first try them, is that they get really squishy or squashy, and that it feels really unnatural. In my opinion, I find that a lot of times lengthening the attack so that it's not as fast and you get some of that initial transient really helps. So the compressor isn't grabbing your sound as quickly and you get that initial sound of your guitar coming through a little more naturally, and then the compressor fills in after that. So for this second compressor here, I'm going to lengthen the attack on that, and then here's what we get there. Okay, so now I've switched over to a guitar with humbuckers. This is where that increased headroom comes into play on the new version of this pedal. And I've got a little bit different sound dialed up. This is a dirty sound. I'm using an overdrive pedal to get some dirt. And I want to show you guys how you can use the Cali76 with an already overdriven tone to get better slide sounds. Here's the tone with the Cali76 off, and then I'll turn it on and we'll talk a little bit about it. Now, that's not bad, but it definitely needs a little extra something. Let's turn on the Cali76. So again, we're getting more sustain. We're bringing out that nuance. Now, if we look at the settings on here, I've got definitely more of that dry signal blended in. I've again lengthened the attack on the second compressor here just to get it a little more natural sounding to my ear. I've kind of kept this one where it was for our clean sound, a slow attack and a fast release. Because this guitar has a little more output, I backed down on the input gain there. To me, this is really adding something nice. We could use that output control to really boost the amp a little more, give us a little more saturation from the amp. I find that blending in that dry signal keeps it natural sounding, kind of keeps my inherent sound intact, and I'm just kind of supplementing that, kind of adding that sustain, adding a little bit of push there to get a better sound. I think it's important to remember that when you already have an overdriven sound, it's already compressing the sound. It's already adding sustain. And so we can use a compressor, or in this case two, to kind of elevate what's already going on. That's why we can blend in a little more of that dry signal to get, you know, that natural sound, but again, heighten it, elevate it to something that has more sustain, more of the nuance coming out, just that really singy, great slide tone. Hopefully this gives you some good insight on using this pedal for great slide tones. Origin Effects has actually decided to discontinue the slide rig, which was their slide-centric compressor pedal, and this makes a lot of sense to me. I think that you can get all of those tones from this pedal, but it offers even more versatility. I think all the way from transparent, always on style compression to kind of over the top, really squishy, saggy type compression, this pedal can cover it all, really. I've been using the first edition out on the road, the first version of the Stacked edition out on the road now for a few years, and I love it. It always sounds great, and it's really held up well. That's gonna do it for this video. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, definitely leave a comment below. I try to answer as many of those as I can. Also, check the links down below for more info on the Cali76 Stacked edition. All right, until next time, I'll see you out there.